She was on duty without a weapon, restricted by policy, not by skill. But when a rogue attacker breached the gate with a blade in hand, she didn't wait for help. She closed the distance, redirected the strike, and had him face down in the dirt in seconds. No backup, no weapon, just training, instinct, and guts. When it was over, they asked what she was armed with. Her reply? Reflexes and resolve. The woman they never trusted with a weapon didn't need one to defend the base. From which military installation around the world are you watching this video today? If you enjoy stories that blend military precision with the power of innate defensive instincts, consider subscribing for more content that explores how true protection emerges not from weapons, but from preparation when danger strikes. The evening shift assignment at Joint Base Andrews had commenced with the routine precision that characterized the most secure military installations responsible for protecting high-value assets and personnel whose safety required constant vigilance from security professionals trained to identify and neutralize threats before they could compromise base operations or endanger military personnel. Corporal Maria Santos entered the Administrative Security Office at exactly 1800 hours, her military police insignia marking her as one of the few personnel authorized for base security duties that required comprehensive training in threat assessment, defensive tactics, and emergency response procedures designed for installations handling classified operations. Sergeant First Class David Rodriguez stood beside the primary security monitoring station, his experienced hands navigating surveillance displays that showed real-time security status across multiple base perimeters whose protection required coordination between technological systems and human observation capabilities that conventional security approaches struggled to maintain effectively under conditions that tested vigilance and response readiness. At 32, Rodriguez possessed security experience spanning multiple installations where his defensive expertise had proven essential for maintaining base protection when conventional security measures encountered sophisticated threats requiring immediate tactical response. Status report, Sergeant, said Staff Sergeant Patricia Williams as she entered the security operations area, her voice carrying the authority of someone who had spent 12 years coordinating military security operations where attention to detail determined whether threats were identified and neutralized before they could compromise installation safety or endanger personnel whose protection represented critical mission requirements. Williams's alert features reflected the accumulated responsibility of maintaining security readiness that protected both personnel and classified operations from threats that ranged from routine security violations to sophisticated enemy infiltration attempts. Rodriguez activated the primary security display, bringing up real-time monitoring data from the Integrated Base Defense System, a comprehensive security network that coordinated electronic surveillance, physical barriers, and human response capabilities to maintain installation protection against threats that required immediate identification and tactical response before they could escalate to emergency situations threatening personnel safety. Ma'am, all security systems operational and monitoring protocols current, Rodriguez reported, highlighting specific security indicators on the three-dimensional base protection display. Perimeter surveillance confirmed, access control systems verified, and response teams maintaining readiness status according to established security protocols. He gestured towards secondary displays showing threat assessment data, response coordination procedures, and emergency protocols that provided security personnel with comprehensive capabilities for identifying and addressing threats that could compromise base operations or endanger military personnel whose safety represented primary security mission requirements. Assessment of current threat levels and security readiness status? Williams inquired, studying security data that revealed threat patterns requiring constant vigilance from security personnel whose training prepared them for threats ranging from routine security violations to sophisticated attacks that could compromise installation. Safety and personnel protection. Rodriguez manipulated displays to show comprehensive threat analysis, security assessment protocols, and response readiness measures that maintained base protection against threats whose sophistication required enhanced security capabilities and tactical response procedures that exceeded routine security monitoring and conventional protective measures. Current threat assessment indicates routine security status with enhanced monitoring protocols due to recent intelligence regarding potential security concerns that require elevated vigilance and response readiness. Rodriguez continued, noting security protocols that maintained protective capabilities while ensuring personnel safety and operational security according to established threat response procedures. The security data revealed sophisticated monitoring systems designed to identify and address threats before they could compromise base operations. But human observation and tactical response capabilities remained essential for security effectiveness when technological systems encountered limitations or sophisticated threats that required immediate tactical intervention. Before Rodriguez could continue his briefing, the security office's reinforced entrance opened and Captain Robert Thompson entered, accompanied by his aide and 2 security specialists from Base Command Headquarters. Thompson, an imposing figure whose presence commanded immediate attention, represented the type of institutional leadership responsible for maintaining base security standards that protected critical military operations and high-value personnel whose safety required comprehensive protection capabilities. Staff Sergeant Williams, Sergeant Rodriguez, Thompson announced, settling behind the security coordination table with obvious focus on protective measures that would determine installation safety and personnel security during periods when threat levels required enhanced vigilance and response coordination. Base security represents our most critical responsibility for protecting personnel and operations that require absolute security effectiveness. The security office's atmosphere intensified as Thompson's presence elevated routine security operations to command-level significance for base protection and personnel safety. Rodriguez maintained his professional demeanor while recognizing that security performance was being evaluated by senior leadership whose decisions would influence base protection standards and security protocol implementation. Captain, would you like comprehensive briefing on current security status and protective capabilities? Williams offered, activating displays that showed the complex web of surveillance systems, response procedures, and tactical protocols that maintain base protection against threats requiring immediate identification and neutralization before they could compromise installation safety. Thompson studied the security displays showing monitoring capabilities, threat assessment procedures, and response coordination systems that enabled base protection against threats whose sophistication required enhanced security measures and tactical response capabilities that exceeded conventional protective protocols and routine security monitoring. Give me your assessment of security personnel assignments and defensive capabilities, Staff Sergeant Williams, Thompson requested, focusing on personnel utilization and tactical readiness that would determine security effectiveness if threats required immediate response and tactical intervention beyond routine monitoring and conventional protective measures. Williams activated comprehensive personnel assignment displays showing security specialist qualifications, tactical training backgrounds, and response capabilities that provided base protection through combination of technological monitoring and human tactical expertise essential for addressing threats that exceeded electronic surveillance capabilities. Sir, current personnel assignments maintain comprehensive security coverage through combination of technological monitoring and tactical response capabilities, Williams reported, highlighting security specialist qualifications that included defensive tactics training, threat assessment expertise, and emergency response qualifications that exceeded routine security requirements. Thompson studied the personnel assignment data while recognizing that base security required specialists whose tactical capabilities could address threats that sophisticated surveillance systems might not prevent or neutralize effectively, requiring human intervention and tactical response capabilities that exceeded conventional security monitoring. Assessment of tactical response readiness and defensive capability distribution among security personnel? Thompson inquired, understanding that installation protection required security specialists whose tactical training could address immediate threats requiring defensive intervention and emergency response beyond routine monitoring and surveillance procedures. Rodriguez activated tactical capability displays showing security personnel training backgrounds, defensive qualifications, and response readiness that provided installation protection through specialized capabilities that could address threats requiring immediate tactical intervention and defensive response when conventional security measures proved inadequate. Sir, Tactical response capabilities distributed among qualified security specialists with enhanced training in defensive tactics and emergency response procedures, Rodriguez reported, noting personnel qualifications that included advanced defensive training and tactical expertise that exceeded routine security requirements for installation protection. Williams studied the tactical readiness data while understanding that base security effectiveness required personnel whose defensive capabilities could address immediate threats through tactical intervention when conventional security measures encountered limitations or sophisticated threats that required human response and defensive expertise. As they reviewed security assignments, Thompson noted that some personnel assignments reflected policy restrictions rather than capability limitations, creating situations where tactical expertise might not align with current assignment parameters despite demonstrated qualifications and defensive training that exceeded routine security requirements. Personnel assignment policies affecting tactical capability utilization? Thompson asked, reviewing assignment protocols that might restrict security specialist capabilities despite training qualifications and defensive expertise that could enhance installation protection and emergency response effectiveness. Williams examined personnel assignment policies while recognizing that some restrictions reflected administrative protocols rather than capability assessments, potentially limiting tactical expertise utilization despite security specialist qualifications that could enhance base protection and defensive response capabilities. Sir, some personnel assignments reflect policy considerations rather than tactical capability assessments, Williams acknowledged, noting assignment protocols that might not fully utilize security specialist expertise and defensive training that could enhance installation protection effectiveness. Rodriguez studied personnel assignment policies while understanding that administrative restrictions might limit tactical capability utilization despite security specialist qualifications that exceeded routine requirements and could provide enhanced installation protection when threats required immediate defensive response. Among security personnel assignments, Santos's qualifications drew attention for defensive training that exceeded routine security requirements despite assignment parameters that reflected policy considerations rather than tactical capability assessment and defensive expertise that could enhance installation protection effectiveness. Corporal Santos possesses advanced defensive tactics training and emergency response qualifications that exceed routine security assignment requirements, Williams noted, highlighting personnel qualifications that included specialized tactical training and defensive expertise that could enhance base protection capabilities. Thompson reviewed Santos's training qualifications while recognizing that her defensive capabilities exceeded current assignment parameters despite tactical expertise that could provide enhanced installation protection and emergency response effectiveness when threats required immediate defensive intervention. Assessment of Corporal Santos's tactical capabilities compared to current assignment utilization? Thompson requested, studying personnel qualifications that indicated defensive expertise and tactical training that might not align with current assignment restrictions despite capabilities that could enhance security effectiveness. Rodriguez displayed Santos's comprehensive training background showing advanced defensive tactics qualifications, emergency response expertise, and tactical capabilities that exceeded routine security requirements despite assignment parameters that reflected policy considerations rather than capability assessment. Sir, Corporal Santos demonstrates tactical qualifications that exceed current assignment utilization, with defensive training and emergency response capabilities that could enhance installation protection effectiveness, Rodriguez reported, acknowledging personnel expertise that surpassed routine security requirements. Thompson studied Santos's qualifications while understanding that policy considerations had resulted in assignment parameters that might not fully utilize tactical capabilities and defensive expertise that could enhance base protection when threats required immediate response and tactical intervention. As they concluded security briefing, Thompson assigned Santos to administrative security duties that would utilize her observational capabilities while maintaining policy compliance regarding tactical assignment parameters, despite defensive qualifications that exceeded routine security requirements. Corporal Santos, you'll maintain administrative security responsibilities with focus on documentation and observational monitoring according to established policy parameters, Thompson directed, assigning duties that reflected policy considerations rather than tactical capability utilization. Santos accepted the assignment while understanding that administrative duties would utilize her observational skills despite tactical training and defensive capabilities that could provide enhanced installation protection effectiveness when threats required immediate response and tactical intervention. 2 weeks later, Santos found herself managing administrative security operations from the documentation center while maintaining observational monitoring of base activities that required detailed attention and comprehensive record-keeping essential for security accountability and operational awareness. Her administrative position required processing security documentation, monitoring routine activities, and maintaining records that provided comprehensive oversight of base operations while ensuring security protocol compliance and operational accountability according to established administrative procedures. Security control. This is admin monitor. Santos reported through standard channels during routine status updates, maintaining administrative oversight and documentation procedures according to established security protocols. The response came from Central Security Coordination, acknowledging administrative functions while maintaining operational awareness of base activities that required comprehensive monitoring and documentation essential for security accountability and protocol compliance. Santos maintained administrative security duties while observing base activities with attention to detail that exceeded routine monitoring requirements, applying defensive training perspective to identify patterns in activities that might require enhanced security attention despite administrative assignment parameters. During routine administrative duties, Santos noticed patterns in base activities and personnel movements that suggested potential security concerns requiring enhanced attention and investigation beyond conventional monitoring procedures and routine administrative oversight. Security control. Admin monitor noting activity patterns that may require enhanced verification and security assessment, Santos reported, applying observational skills and defensive training perspective to identify potential concerns that routine monitoring might not address adequately. Central Security acknowledged Santos's observations while implementing enhanced monitoring procedures that utilized her analytical capabilities and attention to detail for identifying activities that could affect base security despite administrative assignment restrictions. As administrative duties continued, Santos's observational capabilities revealed security considerations that conventional monitoring might not identify, demonstrating that administrative assignments could provide valuable security perspectives when combined with tactical training and defensive expertise. Her administrative position enabled comprehensive observation of base activities while maintaining detailed documentation that could identify patterns and concerns requiring security attention, proving that administrative duties could enhance installation protection when performed by personnel with tactical training. 3 weeks into her administrative assignment, Santos's observational monitoring identified a significant security concern that required immediate attention and tactical response beyond routine administrative procedures and conventional security monitoring capabilities. During routine evening documentation duties, Santos observed activities that indicated potential security breach requiring immediate investigation and response beyond administrative assignment parameters despite policy restrictions that limited tactical capability utilization. Security control. Admin monitor reporting potential security emergency requiring immediate tactical response and investigation. Santos announced through emergency channels, noting activities that exceeded routine monitoring concerns and required defensive intervention. The security breach involved unauthorized personnel attempting to compromise base perimeter defenses through sophisticated methods that conventional surveillance systems had not detected effectively, requiring immediate tactical response and defensive intervention to prevent security compromise. Santos observed the security breach development while recognizing that immediate tactical response was required despite administrative assignment restrictions, applying defensive training and tactical expertise to assess threat level and required intervention procedures. Security control. Unauthorized personnel breaching perimeter. Section 7. Immediate tactical response required, Santos reported while preparing for potential defensive intervention despite policy restrictions that limited tactical capability utilization during administrative assignments. Central Security Coordination activated emergency response procedures while recognizing that Santos's position provided critical observation capabilities and tactical expertise that could prove essential for addressing the security breach effectively despite administrative assignment parameters. The security emergency developed rapidly as unauthorized personnel demonstrated sophisticated capabilities that exceeded conventional security countermeasures, requiring immediate tactical intervention and defensive response to prevent base compromise and personnel endangerment. Santos recognized that the security situation required immediate action despite administrative assignment restrictions, applying tactical training and defensive expertise to address threats that conventional security response might not handle effectively due to tactical complexity and threat sophistication. Taking defensive action, Santos announced while moving to address the security breach through tactical intervention that utilized her defensive training and emergency response capabilities despite policy restrictions on tactical assignment parameters. Her tactical response addressed the security breach through defensive intervention that prevented base compromise and personnel endangerment, demonstrating that administrative assignments combined with tactical training could provide enhanced security effectiveness when emergency situations required immediate response. The security emergency was resolved through Santos's tactical intervention and defensive capabilities, proving that personnel qualifications and training could enhance installation protection effectiveness when threats required immediate response beyond conventional security measures and routine monitoring procedures. Security emergency resolved through defensive intervention, Santos reported as the threat was neutralized, acknowledging that tactical capabilities had proven essential for base protection despite administrative assignment parameters that had restricted tactical utilization. Captain Thompson arrived at the security incident location within minutes of threat resolution, recognizing that Santos's tactical intervention had prevented security compromise that could have endangered base operations and personnel safety through sophisticated attack methods. Corporal Santos, your tactical response prevented significant security compromise and potential personnel casualties, Thompson acknowledged, understanding that defensive capabilities had proven essential for installation protection despite administrative assignment restrictions. Santos maintained professional demeanor while understanding that the security incident had demonstrated tactical effectiveness and defensive training value for base protection, proving that personnel qualifications could enhance security capabilities when emergency situations required immediate intervention. Thompson's incident assessment revealed that Santos's tactical response had addressed sophisticated security threats that conventional measures might not have handled effectively, demonstrating that defensive training and tactical expertise represented valuable security capabilities regardless of assignment parameters. Your defensive intervention achieved security effectiveness that conventional response procedures might not have accomplished, Thompson noted, recognizing that tactical capabilities had proven essential for installation protection despite policy considerations that had limited tactical assignment utilization. The security incident resulted in comprehensive review of personnel assignment policies to ensure that tactical capabilities and defensive training could be utilized effectively for base protection when emergency situations required immediate response and tactical intervention beyond routine security measures. Santos received recognition for tactical effectiveness and defensive capabilities that had prevented security compromise, establishing precedent for utilizing personnel qualifications and training expertise for enhanced installation protection regardless of administrative assignment parameters. 6 months later, Santos's defensive training and tactical expertise had been formally recognized through assignment modifications that utilized her security capabilities more effectively while maintaining policy compliance and administrative responsibilities that enhanced overall installation protection effectiveness. Her tactical intervention had influenced policy reviews that acknowledged defensive training and emergency response capabilities as valuable security assets that could enhance base protection effectiveness when combined with administrative duties and observational monitoring responsibilities. Training programs based on Santos's integrated approach emphasized tactical awareness and defensive readiness as components of comprehensive security effectiveness that could be maintained through various assignment parameters while enhancing overall installation protection capabilities. Base security protocols were modified to acknowledge tactical training and defensive capabilities as valuable security assets that could enhance protection effectiveness through integrated approaches that combined administrative duties with tactical readiness and emergency response capabilities. Santos's career continued with expanded security responsibilities that utilized both administrative expertise and tactical capabilities for comprehensive installation protection that acknowledged defensive training as valuable security asset rather than restricted capability requiring policy limitations. Her success had demonstrated that tactical training and defensive capabilities represented valuable security assets that could enhance installation protection effectiveness through integrated approaches that combined observational monitoring with tactical readiness and emergency response capabilities. The soldier who had been restricted by policy rather than skill had proven that defensive capabilities and tactical training represented essential security assets that could enhance base protection effectiveness regardless of assignment parameters or administrative responsibilities. Santos's tactical intervention had established that personnel qualifications and defensive training could provide enhanced security effectiveness when integrated with administrative duties, proving that tactical capabilities represented valuable security assets rather than restricted specialties requiring policy limitations. Her career demonstrated that comprehensive security effectiveness required recognition of tactical training and defensive capabilities as valuable assets that could enhance installation protection through integrated approaches that utilized personnel qualifications regardless of assignment parameters. The corporal, whose tactical capabilities had been underutilized due to policy considerations, had proven that defensive training and emergency response expertise represented essential security assets that could enhance base protection effectiveness when emergency situations required immediate tactical intervention. Santos's success had shown that security effectiveness required institutional recognition of tactical capabilities and defensive training as valuable assets that could enhance installation protection through integrated approaches that combined administrative responsibilities with tactical readiness and emergency response capabilities. Her tactical intervention had demonstrated that personnel qualifications and defensive training could provide security effectiveness that conventional measures might not achieve, proving that tactical capabilities represented essential security assets that required recognition and utilization rather than policy restrictions. The administrative security specialist, whose defensive capabilities had exceeded assignment parameters, had become acknowledged for tactical expertise that proved essential for installation protection, demonstrating that comprehensive security effectiveness required recognition of all personnel qualifications and training capabilities. Santos's career illustrated how tactical training and defensive capabilities could enhance security effectiveness through integrated approaches that combined administrative responsibilities with tactical readiness, proving that personnel qualifications represented valuable security assets regardless of assignment parameters or policy considerations. Her success had established that comprehensive security effectiveness required institutional recognition of tactical capabilities as valuable assets that could enhance installation protection through integrated approaches that utilized personnel qualifications and defensive training for comprehensive base protection and emergency response capabilities. The soldier who had been assigned to paperwork had proven through tactical intervention that defensive capabilities and training expertise represented essential security assets that could enhance installation protection effectiveness when emergency situations required immediate response and tactical intervention beyond conventional security measures. But Santos's most critical test would come 8 months later, during a search and rescue operation that would challenge every assumption about the relationship between administrative expertise and field operations in environments where conventional search methods had proven inadequate and specialized observation skills were essential for locating missing personnel in contested territory. The emergency briefing at Marine Corps Base Quantico arrived through encrypted channels at 0312 hours, carrying priority classifications that indicated immediate deployment requirements for search and rescue operations where conventional methods had failed to locate missing military personnel in terrain that presented unique challenges requiring specialized capabilities and unconventional approaches to achieve mission success. Lieutenant Colonel Sarah Martinez reviewed classified operation parameters in the secure briefing facility beneath Quantico's command complex. her weathered features reflecting the gravity of search operations that would determine whether missing American personnel could be recovered from hostile territory where conventional rescue attempts had encountered obstacles that required innovative solutions and specialized expertise. Corporal Santos, Martinez said as Santos entered the emergency briefing room. We have a situation requiring your specialized observational capabilities and administrative analysis skills for search operations where conventional methods have proven inadequate for locating missing personnel in challenging terrain. Santos settled into the briefing position while studying classified reports that revealed a complex search scenario involving 4 American soldiers missing in mountainous territory where standard search procedures had been unsuccessful due to terrain complexity and environmental conditions that challenged conventional location methods. "Ma'am, what's the search situation?" Santos asked, examining preliminary intelligence that suggested missing personnel were located in terrain that presented unique challenges requiring specialized observation skills and analytical capabilities that exceeded conventional search and rescue methodologies. Martinez activated search operation displays showing real-time intelligence from the operational area where missing soldiers had last been reported, revealing terrain complexity that had prevented conventional search methods from achieving successful personnel location and recovery through standard procedures. 4 American soldiers missing for 72 hours in mountainous terrain that has defeated conventional search operations, Martinez explained, manipulating displays to show intelligence indicating that standard search procedures had been unsuccessful due to environmental factors and terrain complexity requiring specialized approaches. The search data revealed challenging terrain conditions that had prevented helicopter reconnaissance, ground search teams, and electronic tracking methods from successfully locating missing personnel, requiring alternative approaches that could address environmental limitations and terrain obstacles that conventional methods couldn't overcome. Assessment of previous search attempt failures and terrain challenges? Santos inquired, studying evidence that suggested conventional search operations had encountered systematic obstacles that required specialized capabilities and alternative methodologies for successful personnel location and recovery. Martinez displayed comprehensive analysis showing previous search attempts that had been unsuccessful due to terrain complexity, weather conditions, and environmental factors that prevented conventional helicopter operations, ground reconnaissance, and electronic surveillance from achieving effective personnel location. Previous search operations have been unsuccessful due to terrain that prevents helicopter access, environmental conditions that limit ground search effectiveness, and vegetation density that defeats electronic surveillance and conventional observation methods, Martinez continued, acknowledging search challenges that required alternative approaches. Santos studied the search intelligence while recognizing patterns that suggested the missing personnel situation required observational analysis and tracking capabilities that conventional search methods had not employed effectively, understanding that administrative analytical skills might provide advantages for personnel location. "Ma'am, have previous search operations attempted detailed tracking analysis and environmental pattern assessment?" Santos asked, noting that her administrative expertise in documentation and observation might provide search capabilities that conventional methods had not utilized effectively. Martinez activated additional search reports showing previous attempts that had focused on conventional helicopter reconnaissance and ground search procedures without comprehensive analytical assessment of environmental indicators and tracking patterns that might reveal personnel movement and location information. Previous operations emphasized conventional search procedures without detailed analytical assessment of environmental indicators that might provide tracking information and personnel location data, Martinez acknowledged, recognizing limitations in search approaches that had not utilized analytical capabilities. The search methodology analysis revealed that conventional approaches had emphasized technological surveillance and standard ground reconnaissance without comprehensive examination of environmental patterns, tracking indicators, and analytical assessment that could provide personnel location information through alternative observational methods. "Colonel Martinez, what's my specific role in this search operation?" Santos asked, understanding that her selection indicated recognition that administrative analytical capabilities could provide search advantages that conventional methods had been unable to achieve. Martinez activated comprehensive search protocols that outlined approaches specifically designed to utilize Santos's observational and analytical expertise for identifying environmental patterns and tracking indicators that conventional search methods had not identified or analyzed effectively. You'll serve as primary analytical specialist with responsibility for environmental pattern assessment and tracking analysis that could reveal personnel movement and location information that conventional search methods have not identified, Martinez explained. The assignment represented recognition that specialized analytical capabilities could provide search advantages in environments where conventional methods had proven inadequate, requiring observational expertise and documentation analysis skills that exceeded standard search and rescue procedures. Ma'am, what search resources are available for analytical assessment and environmental pattern analysis? Santos inquired, recognizing that her mission would require access to environmental data and tracking information that could support analytical approaches to personnel location. Martinez displayed search support that included access to all environmental data, satellite imagery, and terrain analysis resources necessary for comprehensive analytical assessment that could identify patterns and indicators overlooked by conventional search procedures. You'll have access to all environmental intelligence and analytical resources necessary for comprehensive pattern assessment, Martinez confirmed, acknowledging that analytical search approaches required comprehensive data access and specialized analytical capabilities. Santos understood that the search operation would test her ability to apply administrative analytical expertise to field operations in environments where conventional search methods had proven inadequate for personnel location and recovery. 4 hours later, Santos found herself aboard a tactical transport helicopter approaching the search area, where missing personnel required location through methods that conventional search operations had been unable to accomplish due to terrain complexity and environmental challenges. Search control, this is analytical lead, Santos reported through encrypted channels as the helicopter approached the operational area, using call signs that reflected her specialized analytical role rather than conventional search designations. The response came from Colonel Patricia Chun, who was coordinating search operations from a forward command post equipped with comprehensive intelligence capabilities that would support Santos's analytical work while maintaining search coordination essential for mission success. Analytical lead, you are cleared for environmental assessment and pattern analysis operations, Chun confirmed. Maintain focus on tracking indicators and environmental patterns that conventional search methods have not identified. Santos activated analytical equipment designed for field operations while preparing to apply administrative expertise to search requirements in environments where specialized analytical capabilities were essential for identifying personnel location information through alternative observational methods. As the helicopter approached the search area, Santos's analytical assessment of terrain patterns and environmental indicators revealed tracking information that conventional search operations had not identified, providing search advantages that could enable personnel location through specialized approaches. Search control, analytical lead identifying terrain patterns and environmental indicators that suggest personnel movement corridors not apparent through conventional reconnaissance, Santos reported, noting analytical findings that could provide search opportunities through specialized assessment. Her analytical capabilities enabled identification of environmental patterns that conventional search methods had not detected, demonstrating that administrative expertise could provide operational advantages when applied to field operations requiring specialized observational and analytical assessment. The search operation developed rapidly as Santos's analytical findings enabled search approaches that focused on environmental indicators and tracking patterns, achieving search effectiveness that conventional methods had been unable to accomplish through standard procedures. Analytical lead coordinating search focus based on environmental pattern analysis, Santos announced while directing search operations that utilized her analytical findings to achieve personnel location through methods that conventional approaches had not attempted. Her integration of analytical expertise with search operations enabled mission approaches that combined administrative precision with field effectiveness, demonstrating that specialized capabilities could enhance search performance when properly applied to operational requirements. During the most critical phase of the search operation, Santos's analytical assessment revealed environmental patterns that indicated personnel location possibilities, requiring field investigation that tested her ability to coordinate analytical solutions with immediate operational requirements under challenging conditions. Santos maintained analytical assessment while coordinating search responses that utilized environmental pattern identification to achieve personnel location objectives, demonstrating that administrative expertise could provide operational leadership when integrated with field requirements rather than limited to support functions. Search control, implementing personnel location procedures based on environmental pattern analysis. Santos directed while coordinating search operations that achieved mission success through integration of analytical capabilities with field execution in ways that conventional approaches had not accomplished. Her search leadership achieved successful personnel location while demonstrating that analytical expertise could provide operational effectiveness when integrated with field operations, challenging conventional assumptions about the relationship between administrative capabilities and search effectiveness. Mission objectives achieved through analytical search integration. Santos reported as the missing personnel were successfully located, noting that specialized expertise had enabled search success that conventional methods had been unable to accomplish through standard procedures. Colonel Chun acknowledged search success while recognizing that Santos's analytical expertise had proven essential for achieving personnel location objectives, demonstrating that specialized capabilities could enhance search effectiveness when properly integrated with field operations. Analytical lead achieved search success through specialized expertise integration that conventional search methods could not accomplish, Chen reported, acknowledging that administrative analytical capabilities had proven critical for operational effectiveness and personnel recovery. The successful search operation validated integration of analytical expertise with field operations, proving that specialized capabilities could enhance search effectiveness when utilized for operational leadership rather than relegated to support role limitations that had typically restricted administrative specialist involvement. 2 weeks later, comprehensive search analysis revealed that Santos's analytical search integration had achieved personnel recovery that conventional search operations had been unable to accomplish, demonstrating that specialized expertise could provide search advantages requiring institutional recognition and operational integration. Martinez's operational report specifically commended Santos's analytical expertise for enabling search success that conventional approaches could not achieve, acknowledging that specialized capabilities required integration with field operations rather than support role limitations. Corporal Santos's analytical search integration achieved personnel recovery that conventional search operations could not accomplish, Martinez reported, recognizing that administrative expertise had proven essential for search effectiveness and personnel recovery under challenging operational conditions. Santos received assignment to develop integrated analytical search training programs for specialized personnel whose capabilities could enhance search effectiveness through integration of administrative expertise with field operations in ways that conventional search training had not anticipated. Her analytical search techniques were designated as standard protocols for complex personnel recovery operations, acknowledging specialized expertise as critical operational capability rather than support function that conventional search approaches had typically undervalued or inadequately utilized. Search and Rescue Command established analytical search integration as specialized capability requiring expertise in environmental pattern analysis and tracking assessment in addition to conventional search competence, recognizing evolved understanding of requirements for effective personnel recovery. 3 months later, Santos's analytical search integration methods were being implemented across military search operations as proven approaches for achieving personnel recovery in situations where conventional search methods had proven inadequate for operational requirements and mission success. Training programs based on Santos's integration techniques emphasized analytical precision and search coordination as combined capabilities essential for operational effectiveness in environments where specialized expertise could provide search advantages that conventional approaches couldn't achieve. Field reports from search units trained in Santos's analytical search protocols showed consistently superior personnel recovery rates compared to conventional search operations approaches, validating integration of specialized expertise with field operations as critical military capability. Santos's techniques had proven that analytical expertise represented search advantage rather than administrative burden in operational environments where environmental pattern recognition was as important as conventional search skills for achieving mission success and personnel recovery. Her analytical search integration methods had demonstrated that specialized capabilities could enhance search effectiveness more than conventional training alone, proving that administrative expertise was essential operational capability rather than support function. The soldier who had been assigned to administrative duties had proven that analytical precision was critical search capability that could achieve personnel recovery conventional approaches couldn't accomplish, demonstrating specialized expertise as operational advantage rather than paperwork assignment. Santos's career had shown that analytical search integration required specialized training and operational authority rather than support role limitations, and that mission success depended on specialized capabilities that conventional search approaches typically undervalued. Her techniques had established analytical search integration as recognized search specialty, requiring expertise in environmental pattern analysis and tracking assessment in addition to conventional search competence, acknowledging evolved requirements for effective personnel recovery. The administrative specialist whose contributions had been initially categorized as support duties had become acknowledged for capabilities that proved essential for search success in environments where analytical precision was as important as conventional search skills for mission accomplishment. Santos's recognition illustrated how specialized expertise in analytical procedures and search integration could prove more critical for operational success than conventional search capabilities, requiring institutional acknowledgement of evolved requirements for comprehensive mission effectiveness. Her career demonstrated that effective search operations required personnel capable of analytical search integration rather than conventional search training alone, and that mission success often depended on specialized capabilities that traditional search education typically didn't emphasize adequately. The forgotten administrative specialist had become recognized for expertise that proved central to search effectiveness, illustrating how comprehensive analysis could reveal that operational success often emerged from specialized capabilities whose importance became apparent through mission validation. Santos's analytical search integration techniques became standard requirements for military search coordination, acknowledging environmental pattern analysis and tracking assessment as critical search capabilities rather than routine considerations that conventional approaches had typically minimized. Her success had established precedent for recognizing analytical expertise as search capability equal in importance to conventional field skills, ensuring that future operations would acknowledge specialized analytical requirements as critical operational necessities rather than support functions. The logistics specialist whose name had been associated with administrative duties had proven that analytical precision was essential search capability for achieving operational success in contested environments, demonstrating specialized expertise as field advantage rather than support assignment. Santos's recognition had shown that accurate assessment of search capabilities required acknowledgement of all contributory factors rather than emphasis on conventional field skills alone, and that operational success often depended on specialized expertise whose importance required validation through mission experience. Her career illustrated how analytical precision and search integration could prove more critical for operational effectiveness than conventional search capabilities, requiring institutional evolution to recognize changed requirements for comprehensive mission success and search effectiveness in complex environments. The corporal who had been initially assigned to administrative duties had become acknowledged for capabilities that proved essential for search success, demonstrating that critical military expertise often emerged from specialties whose contributions required comprehensive analysis to receive recognition proportional to operational importance. Santos's analytical search precedent had enabled recognition of environmental pattern analysis as critical search capability, ensuring that specialized expertise received acknowledgement appropriate to operational contribution rather than categorization as routine support function that conventional procedures typically undervalued. Her transformation from administrative assignment to recognized search specialist illustrated institutional evolution in understanding operational requirements, acknowledging analytical search integration as critical military capability rather than routine consideration that conventional approaches had minimized. Santos's techniques had proven that analytical precision was search necessity for operational effectiveness rather than administrative burden, and that specialized expertise in environmental pattern analysis was essential military capability for achieving mission success and maintaining search effectiveness in contested environments. The administrative specialist whose contributions had been relegated to support duties had demonstrated that analytical precision was critical military specialty, requiring recognition and specialized training rather than treatment as routine function that conventional procedures typically categorized as secondary consideration. Santos's career had established analytical search integration as recognized military occupation requiring specialized expertise in environmental pattern analysis and tracking assessment, acknowledging evolved requirements for effective operational success and mission accomplishment in complex search environments where analytical precision determines search effectiveness. Her success had proven that search effectiveness in contested environments often depended on specialized capabilities that conventional recognition procedures had typically overlooked, requiring institutional evolution to acknowledge critical contributions that emerged from non-traditional military specialties and analytical expertise integration with field operations.